What's up, YouTube? What I want to show you real quickly is a number of things on levels of preparation, about how to tie your hair up at nighttime, how to do other crazy things that are necessary for preparation for the next day, for going to bed, for doing a number of things that are highly necessary for starting your locks and doing different things, especially starter locks and those that have the really long locks and those that are pretty much in between. There are a number of things you can do, but it's not really that big of a deal. But I still recommend hitting those edges. So what I've done is I've taken a shirt, and this is an old shirt that was pretty much, did I ask her for her faces? I take an old shirt and I cut the bottom off of the shirt pretty much, which is right about right here. I cut that off and I put a slit right here. Now this is what I did just for something at home. This is, my makeshift. I recommend a piece of satin. That would always be better, but just to show you what I've done, and this is what I use. I take this and I wrap it around my forehead all the way around here, and that grabs so much of the hair from edges all the way to almost crown. I tie it one time, bring it up back to the front, which secures that this is going to stay here while you're sleeping. So it's kind of giving it a double wrap that you have going on, and it leaves the back of the hair out. Now what you can do with this part of the hair, and let me show you from the back. What you can do with this part is where you can gather it up in a ponytail, and then I would recommend a high sitting ponytail so that you can sleep comfortably and you don't have anything dragging all down the back. You can just throw it up anywhere and do your thing. Or for those that you have the starter locks, and you can just let it at this part right here just kind of do its own thing, because it's not going to really be that bad right here. You mostly sleep on these sides, and those that sleep on the back of the head, I've never known you to have sleep issues to where you're doing this in the sleep. Mostly you're just at one solid situation or one solid place. So that's one thing that works also very well. But again, I always recommend that you use satin. Satin will always help the oil stay into the scalp. It would help you with what you're trying to do. It would help if you don't tie them too tight. It will also not cause the hair to start breaking. Dropping, excuse me, lost my train of thought. But tying it up too tight will be pretty much bad to what's going on. It'll also be just like putting too much tension onto the hair, or dropping a dreadlock that has the loose, very very fragile ends. So tie that hair up every night. Not too tight, comfortable enough to where it works. I don't recommend stocking caps, and I don't recommend all the time a do-rag. Those have those little holes in it for ventilation, but your hair will come through those holes. Once you take that cap or that do-rag off, it will pull up those little hairs, and you will have what you don't like, frizziness. So that does not work pretty good. This works well, but one thing I don't like about the t-shirts is that they soak up a lot of the oil, in which you need those things. So that does not work for you. So the satin pretty much is one of the best things. Excuse me. For those that are thinning, the little old-fashioned secret: go into your shower, don't use a shower cap, and allow that hair to kind of blow up just a little bit, just so that it don't look so thin and you're not so uncomfortable on different levels. But at the same time, that works for you for those that only have thinning hair. But it's still detrimental for you guys to tie your hair up also every night. I stress that. I've also seen some people that try to use these little contraptions, in which kind of works like this. Take it around the back and do this little thing in the front here. That sort of works, but not really. I really wouldn't recommend these either, unless you're going to do a number of other tools and other things with it also. So I would kind of stay away from things like that, especially with, as you can see, this has those little mesh holes in them. Taking this off of starter locks or somewhat of a natural fro or something like this will pull all of those little hairs up and start you to frizziness, and pretty much you don't want to. So be very mindful, be very wise of that. When putting on your oils, give me one second, I'm going to step away and show you something.
I just don't appreciate how he fired me as a model. That's trash.
She good. Anyway, when putting your oils on, you don't really need that much. Some people put them on their hair and just rub it into their hair. The hair isn't what needs the oil, it's the scalp. So what I would recommend is, even if you have a little afro, find that scalp piece, Put that oil there and rub it in really, really good. Like rub it in. You don't need it to just sit on the hair. You don't want the hair you're not using the oils so that the hair can just come out glossy. Glossiness isn't what we're looking for. The hair will become glossy and have the natural shine over time as you do the right regimens, as you're implementing the right products and using the right things. That's why it's called hair care. So as you work on your hair care, you work on your products and your knowledge of what works for you, as with your own textures or whatever. All of those things, the shininess, the textures, all of those things will come out. So don't just smash in some oils just so you can say, oh, my hair's shiny, looks good today. That doesn't work. Not at all. You have any feedback?
Can you fix my hair? It was cute.
Yeah.
So you touched it.
Anyway, she's locking next week. But more importantly, make sure you use the right things. Make sure you tie the hair up at night. Even for those horrible, horrible, horrible sleepers, you want to tie it up.
If you don't want to tie it up, get a satin pillowcase.
Well, even then with the satin pillowcases, those work really good, but with those, you really have to be careful, especially with the edges. I would still tie my edges up and have a satin pillowcase. Use that and put the hair in a ponytail, which actually is a really good thing. I use that when I had my own locks. I use a satin pillowcase pretty much every night. It works really good, but see me, I'm anal about them edges. You just can't have me looking like hush cush around my edges and the locks looking nice. That just don't work. Not at all. To touch over a few emails real quick. Someone asked me, did that twisting method on my micro lock snap the lock? No, not at all. You just have to know the right amount of attention to implement into that lock. You have to know how to comb it, how to do what you're doing, and pretty much know what you're looking at. If you see thinning in it, thinning and pretty much anything on that level, then you really don't want to twist at all. That makes no sense whatsoever. So if you see thinning or you see anything that's questionable, you might want to ask the client, what's going on? What, are you taking medications? Are you stressing out? Are you drinking enough water? What are you eating? What is your intake? What do you put into the hair? How are you shampooing? All of these things need to be known so I can know what's going on at that period of time. The thinning pretty much tells me that there is an inconsistency going on in the hair, or something is not working. Those gels that I've seen people using, that should not be a part of your regimen at all. Okay, if you just want to slip down these sides, girl, because you feel like them sides is just kinky, curly, throwback, harsh, whatever. Still, put that comb in that head and use a comb. What a comb is for. Comb those hairs, put those right things in there, and that maintenance and that regimen will come out easily. Anything else I'm trying to think of that anyone covered? At the moment, no. Just be mindful, you guys. Be very, very aware. Oh, someone asked me about an advice of a regimen. Your regimen should not consist of a shampoo, a conditioner, a lotion, a moisturizer, then your gel that you're putting on. You don't need all that. You don't. Get you a good deep cleansing shampoo. Get you a moisturizing shampoo and a conditioner. That's all you need at the shampoo bowl. Then you're going to put in your spray, which is the stuff that I put in the spray, the light oil, these essential silkeners, the other stuff that goes in the moisturizer, all of that. Put that in under the dryer. All those things will do their thing. Come from under the dryer, and you're finished. That's pretty much it. Every 3 to 4 weeks, once a month, pretty much, that's all you need. You don't need to twist that hair to Jesus come. You don't need to shampoo it every other day. You don't need to do a number of things, because overdoing it can take a number of things back out. Did you know that you can overdose on water? Drinking too much and consuming too much water over time can take you as a person out of the game. So if drinking too much water, something they tell you that you need on a consistent basis, can take you out. Understanding that too much shampooing, too much conditioning, too much of these other things, when you're not having the proper balance, can take you right back out. So check me out for more. I have more insight, more information.